Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Shannon Stanley, Superintendent of Oxford City Schools.
Good morning. The Honorable Governor Ivey, distinguished guests, regional partners, and friends, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to CREATE. I would like to begin today's welcome by saying thank you to all that are here in support of this endeavor. It is inspiring to see the presence here today and the investment that our region and state is willing to make in our young men and women. We are so very fortunate to have local, state, and national leaders that support Alabama youth to ensure their future is bright in our state. CREATE's foundation is based on an authentic and meaningful partnership for providing a next-level experience for the high school students in our region. I'm standing in front of you as a member of an amazing cohort of superintendents committed to regionalism and to working together to strengthen the opportunities for all students. Our vision is for continued growth and success for our region and all of the school systems in it, as well as building an approach that can positively impact students across this great state. To provide a brief overview of CREATE, I would like to reflect on where we started. It was just a short time ago, around 2 years to be exact, that we began a series of crucial conversations with many of you here today that included the following milestones. We started with a lunch meeting with a small group of our regional industry leaders, asking them, what can school systems do to build a strong pipeline of qualified and employable workers in our region? Then we established the CREATE Development Team. That's made up of over 50 regional industry, community, political, and educational partners that were tasked with identifying how we move forward as a resource to benefit our region. A small team then went to visit Mr. Stan Pate in his office in Tuscaloosa, describing our vision of a unique and next-level learning experience for our high school students that was directly connected with the business and industries that make up the economic development engine in East Alabama. To accomplish this vision, we explained to him that it would require a special space, this space, to do just that. Then we had communication and collaboration among 10 school systems in 5 counties in the East Alabama region with a shared vision for all of our students. Then we had a commitment from the Oxford City Board of Education to act as a fiscal agent for CREATE, and the commitment of the City of Oxford and the Calhoun County Economic Development Council to invest in innovative projects like CREATE for our region. The ultimate commitment was, last but not least, was to choose an aggressive timeline to open our doors in August of 2024 and a 3-year scale up to increase seats for our region's high school students. And now we are here today to officially recognize and celebrate CREATE as a regional workforce and innovation resource in East Alabama. Our future is bright and the best is yet to come. Thank you.
Now welcome to the stage, CREATE Director, Lori Denton.
It is such an honor to have Governor Ivey and her staff here with us today to celebrate just how far we have come in a very short time. We want to celebrate all of those who have allowed us to transform a vision into a reality that is CREATE. Governor, your leadership and dedication continues to inspire our state, and we thank you for joining us today. We also would like to recognize all of the elected officials in the room today for answering that call of public service. Please stand so that we may thank you for joining us and for your unwavering commitment to CREATE and the diligent work many of you are doing to secure sustainability funding for CREATE so that it will be here long after we are not. Please stand if you're an elected official today. 3 entities came together to make sure that this building could be purchased so that we could turn CREATE into more than an idea. First, Dr. Stanley, if you and the members of the Oxford City Schools Board of Education will please stand, and if our guests will join me in applauding your efforts for leading the way in what we hope catches on in school systems across the state of Alabama. Please stand. Thank y'all. Second, Mayor Kraft, if you and the members of the Oxford City Council will please stand so that you may be applauded for the foresight and planning to always make sure Oxford is financially responsible so that our city was in a place to support this innovative idea that will continue to allow us and the communities that surround us grow and prosper. Third, I'd like to ask Don Hopper and the members of the Calhoun County Economic Development Council to stand so that you may be applauded for the intentional efforts you make daily to ensure our region is in the best position to support new businesses. Thank you. Many of you were asked to travel overnight to visit the Pie Center in Franklin, Tennessee, which is where we got our inspiration for CREATE. We took 3 separate trips, and if you took part in any of those trips, please stand. Thanks to all of you for seeing our vision and believing in it and being willing to go spend the night somewhere off that you've never heard of, and we ask many more things of you to come. After our first visit, we began forming the committees that would then make up what CREATE currently is. If you have served on any of the CREATE committees, please stand and be applauded for your work. Thank you. We closed on this building March the 4th, and 5 months later, we opened the doors to 300 students from Oxford High School. Many of you can imagine there were plenty of skeptics who questioned the aggressive timeline that Dr. Stanley and myself had set. But thanks to an amazing team of workers, we did it. I want to say thank you to our amazing industry partners. Many years ago, several of us, including Marty Livingston, our Career Tech Director for Oxford City Schools, we made the commitment to dig in our heels for a long-term solution to creating a viable workforce pipeline here in our region. I've never been so confident that we have finally developed something sustainable to ensure that your companies continue to expand and thrive right here in Alabama. In order to retain and grow our population, we must ensure students don't just understand the career opportunities available here, but that we take it a step further and provide them the skills and certifications necessary so that they can go straight to work and, if they choose, pursue a 2 or 4 year degree in any of these fields. A special thank you to our legislative delegation, the Alabama Power Foundation, the Alabama CICT Board of Directors and staff, the Alabama STEM Council, the Calhoun County Commission, our regional superintendents, One East, Jack State, Gadsden State Community College, and all members of the ACCC. Today, students in this building take classes in robotics, modern manufacturing, engineering, computer science, and green power. Thanks to a grant provided by the Alabama CICT Board, we are also currently offering upskill training for adults here in the evening at no cost in the fields of commercial construction, carpentry, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and welding. Many representing the CICT Board are here in attendance today, and we thank you again for your support. Phase 2 will begin in August of 25, where thanks to the shared vision among superintendents across our region, we will welcome students from 16 additional high schools, adding classes in the fields of criminal justice, cybersecurity, industrial maintenance, transportation, distribution, logistics, and additional STEM electives. Planning begins soon for Phase 3, where we will pursue offering pathways in the fields of aviation. Thank you again for taking the time to celebrate with us today. Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean that it can't be done.
Representing District 12, please welcome State Senator Keith Kelly.
We'll have to raise this up a little bit, Lori. It's an honor to be here this morning, and it's an honor to see such a great crowd of support that we have here today. We're appreciative of each of your attendance, and I get the distinct honor this morning of introducing our governor. Now, she doesn't like long introductions, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention just a few things. She has a commitment, and always has, to workforce development, which is a catalyst for what we're doing here. She set the groundwork many years ago on things that she come back and accomplished more and more of. She's equipped the economy and the legislature with legislation to help with skills in both STEM and other avenues, not only with economic development, but pulling the two together. She's had a focus on education and training. And the efforts that she put forward in what we called the game plan set a record for unemployment in our state after its implementation, and it's continuing to go. We have had so many states to copy what we were doing and our success in Alabama on that we've had to up our game a little bit. The governor pulled the legislative together, and we had a lot of very lively meetings. Everyone come together, and we're doing things in our state, thanks to Governor Ivey's leadership, in economic development and education, blending the two, because we've got a good problem. We have a problem that we don't have enough workforce training sometimes, because the economic development side has been so successful in bringing industry to our state. So this is part of that dream that Governor Ivey had. And I have to tell you, I'll get off script just a little bit, Governor, because when she calls the legislature and she says, you know, that what she wants you to do, and she don't ask you the way that most people ask you. She'll lean her head over, raise her eyebrows, and she says, "Now I can count on your vote in that, can I, Senator?" She's a very nice lady, and it's an honor to serve with her, but she's also a very tough lady. She goes to work and she fights for this state every day. So at this time, join me in welcoming the Governor of Alabama, Governor Kay Ivey.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Senator Kelly, for that introduction. Today, we're here to cut the ribbon on something truly special for Oxford and the entire Northeast Alabama region. Create. Let me go ahead and tell y'all that this program is not about just putting people in jobs. It's about building brighter futures for our families and the whole state of Alabama. And Create, Alabamians will learn trades that fit the workforce demands for the 21st century. Y'all, we're talking about construction, engineering, computer science, and robotics. Now look, I won't claim to be an expert in these fields, but I will tell you this. I understand that the careers in trades are high wage and high demand, encompassing fields that will keep our economy growing strong. In fact, Create won't just prepare people for jobs, but will build relationships that will keep our workforce right here at home in Alabama. And I'm especially proud that Create will not only serve Oxford, but will also expand to serve students across 5 counties. How great is it that these young folks will get a head start on a solid career path right in their own backyards. For adults looking to skill up or shift gears, Create offers evening classes to make sure everyone has a shot at a brighter future. This is a program that will lift up all generations. And this is right in line with the work we got done last session with the Working for Alabama legislative package. That legislation refocused our workforce development efforts, setting our sights on the needs of employees and employers. Our efforts came together to create a true foundation for Alabama's future. And Create is a perfect example of that mission in action. And I'm grateful to see the whole community rally around this effort. Create has generated excitement and pride because we all know it has the potential to transform lives. That's exactly what we're doing here. We're transforming Alabama's future, one skilled worker at a time. Now it's my pleasure to introduce someone who understands just how important our workforce and innovation-driven initiatives like Create are to the state's future. Congressman Mike Rogers has worked hard to support Alabama growth and opportunity, and I'm glad to be here in his home district with him today. Please join me in giving Congressman Rogers a warm welcome home.
Thank you, Governor. It's great to see you. I don't get to see you enough. You gonna come to Washington? That's a no. Listen, it's a treat to be here with you this morning, particularly about something that's such good news. The fact that we're going to have 300 Oxford students and 120 adults in this area coming out of the gate in this program is very impressive. We all know that if you talk to a prospective company that's considering relocating, one of the first things they want to know, do you have a skilled workforce? And you talk to young people who are looking for jobs, and they're looking for good paying jobs, skilled jobs. And Create helps address that. But what I'm most impressed about is to see the level of cooperation and partnerships that have taken place here. To see the city of Oxford and the Oxford Schools Board working together with other local governments, the Economic Development Council. And I'll tell you, y'all have been great about thinking about regional cooperation and development. That's the secret sauce to success. Making things like this happen are not accidental. It takes a determined effort. But to see Jacksonville State University, Auburn University, working with the city of Oxford, the Oxford City School System, Gadsden State, Central Alabama, that's the way to make it happen. And that's what's happened here. I know this is going to be a tremendous success for the community. I just urge everybody to recognize this is the way to do it. And after this program, let's use the same kind of secret sauce for the next program. But today I've got, Lori, if you'll come up, and Dr. Stanley, I've got a flag that was flown over the nation's capital that I want to present to you to fly over your facility and let you know how proud we are of what you're doing here today.
Now please welcome Oxford Mayor Alton Kraft.
Keith, I was just going to tell you, I'm supposed to introduce you. Where you at, Keith? Over here. Okay. That's gonna be hard to beat Congressman Rogers' flag and the governor. Ooh, I'd hate to come after either one of them. I will tell you to start off with, when I first came in office in 2016, I talked to then Superintendent Jeff Goodwin about bringing the math and science school to this area, into the western part of our county. We met with those folks, and it seemed like everything was going well, and then all of a sudden, crickets. A couple of years later, and find you again, there you go. You're just being modest. I was going to tell you. Dr. Stanley comes into my office. We hadn't got to meet because they had lost a lot of employees. She was trying to fill those positions. So about 2 months after she comes in the office, she comes into my office, and she starts talking to me. And I go, you know, Dr. Stanley, we're talking about this Children's Museum and Learning Center. We want to try to get people back involved and stuff like that with our labor force. And they talked to me about this thing called STEM. I have no clue what that is. And she starts going and telling me, oh, this is my plan. This is her vision right here. And she sat there and she kept talking to me. And as we went along, my staff usually gets on to me because I kind of get outside the box, but I get way outside the box. And so, anyway, so she's sitting there talking to me, and we start finishing each other's sentences. And that's when I knew that we were onto something. The problem is, all you elected officials know, with government, we usually go really, really slow, okay? I had no idea within 2 years you'd pull this off. And I do. I thank the board, the EDC, my city council, for putting the money, of course, the state, all the stuff, the Fed money. Thank y'all, because it means so much. And again, you got Earth Center, you got the Create Center. I met with the folks at the Challenger Center last week. They're all trying to work together to come up with something that makes Alabama great. And Governor, that's on you. You created the narrative to make us a better place and a better workforce. So thank you, Governor. Now I'm going to tell you, Keith, I've never done an introduction speech in the 41 years I've served in government. And I've done some eulogies. Hope it works out a little better. And, I can only tell you, I could tell you that he's been a businessman. Keith's been a businessman. I could tell you that he has done so many great things to trying to help our community over the years. I'm glad he's our senator. But I will tell you something from the heart to tell you about the man in the introduction. When my great-nephew and I went to a race down at Talladega, we were invited. Keith was there. And my nephew's 12 years old. Keith doesn't need, he's a state senator. He don't need to take care of a 12-year-old. And Keith comes down and he looks me up and he says, can I take your nephew away from you? I want him to meet somebody, Bobby Allison. And so Keith takes him up there. Now, you may not always get my vote, but my nephew's always going to go for you. And, but I tell you, when I go down and talk to Keith down in his office, down in Montgomery, he has a passion for our people. He cares about our people more than he cares about a reputation of being some kind of great, wonderful senator who's trying to promote himself and go on up the career ladder. So with that, I want to introduce y'all to my friend and a friend of Alabama, Keith.
I don't know what straw I drew to go after the governor, the congressman, and then the mayor that I don't know if he's had some mimosas this morning or what, but he's a live wire all the time. And I will tell you that I learned from being up here just a few minutes ago. I've had a cornea replacement. And when you have a script and you have these lights and a cornea replacement, that doesn't work because you can't see it. It's like a kaleidoscope out there. So if I stumble around a little bit, hadn't been drinking, everything's all right. But thank you, Mayor. What I'm going to share with you is not in here. I'm just going to have to tell you like it is because I can't see. But when I talked to Lori about this and what she had in mind, she said something like you did when you were involved in Earth. And for some of you that don't know, Earth is a project that we're doing on the end of Talladega County. Congressman Rogers has been involved in that and many, many more for a long time. A lot of complications there. It's taken a long time to get that in order. And when Lori called, she says, I want to do like that. And I said, well, that took several years to do. And she says, well, I want to do it by next year. And I said, Lord, you don't understand. Well, I learned I was wrong. So if you need something done, get Lori there, but you're going to have to hide your phone because she'll call you all hours of the night. But I appreciate, and I wanted to tell you that because with her and Dr. Stanley as a team and the school board, that is the type of energy, that is the type of the work that has gone on here, and they've done phenomenal things in a short time. They've called on us when they needed us to assist and things like that. This project, along with Earth and the Challenger project, are extremely important to me. I'm a regional fellow. I believe we all get stronger when we help each other. There's spillover between all of us, how we connect, workforce, and a lot of those things. I was on the first Small Business Commission back years ago, and we put in some legislation to help, like, for example, contractors and some of the young people when they were in school to where they could get some education, come out of school, and be a head start on their journeyman's license and things like that. We did a number of things. Small Business Commissions continue to do those sorts of things. Well, that is exactly what this is right here. Not everybody is cut out to be a college or work in an office. Some people like to work with their hands. You know, that's what they enjoy, that's what they're interested in. This gives them the opportunity to not only do that, but to do that at an accelerated level. They can come out of high school and be well on their way to a well-paying career. And think about that. You get somebody that comes out of school early with a well-paying job, they've got a career, chances are they're going to be a good community citizen. Chances are they're going to contribute back to their community. Chances are when they start their family will be involved. That feeds over. The hard work, the influence that they have, it makes a difference. And that spreads. That's how you change a culture. It's a little bit at a time, one person at a time. And I think this is a catalyst for that. You put those three projects together with what's being done here, and we're going to see a change in this state like you haven't seen. This project right here, CREATE, I told Congressman Rogers a minute ago, I said they had to abbreviate the CREATE because if you spell out chocolate and so on, you couldn't get it on the sign on the building. It'd wrap all the way around it. But this is really important to me because when we lift people up, you're getting them out of chances, getting them out of things that they don't have a chance for survival. You're giving them an opportunity, and that's life-changing. This will affect people for generations to come. And so I applaud everyone that had anything to do with this to getting it started. Now, I challenge you to stay committed to succeeding in this project and keeping it moving forward. Because what I want this to do, as long as with the other projects, but especially here, I want this to be a catalyst for other areas of the state to mimic and follow. Just like our economic development plan on the state level, other states are copying us because of the success of it. I want to see this be so successful that other states are copying it as well. And I want to commend everyone. It's an honor to be with you here today. And I thank you for allowing me to serve as your senator. Thank you.
Representing United States Senator Tommy Tuberville, welcome Mike Rader.
Morning, everybody. It's great to be here on behalf of the coach. I serve as regional director for the coach. I serve 13 counties for him, including the county that this great facility is located in. I had the opportunity to visit this facility a couple of months ago, and I was floored by the quality of training and education that's taking place here. But more impressive was the quality of student. There's a real eagerness to learn in this building. Working for Senator Tuberville since he was sworn in January of 2021 has been quite the learning experience for me. And over that time, one of the things I've learned is the importance of workforce development and CTE, and the importance of that being emphasized in the high schools, the tech schools, and the community colleges across our state. as they relate to our state's economy and particularly the state's economic growth. As you probably know, Senator Tuberville serves on the HELP Committee, Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, which are all related to CTE. Coach continues to advocate for community colleges and career tech education on the HELP Committee and on the Senate-wide level. As part of his commitment to workforce development in CTE, Coach made the decision to include funding for career readiness and job training in his appropriations requests. Coach requested $10 million through the appropriations process to support career technical education during the last cycle. He prioritized supporting job training efforts at community colleges and regional universities. We appreciate the partnership with the Alabama Community College system in this process, and we hope to be able to expand the scope of this funding to include technical schools and programs like CREATE, and with a more agreeable administration, the belief is that the Appropriations Committee will be more generous toward Senator Tuberville in the future. Training a workforce for the future and maximizing human capital is essential to growing Alabama's economy and making our state the very best that it can be. But on a more human level, it is also important to make sure people have good jobs that can provide them with the resources to take care of themselves and their families, and to allow them to have self-respect. Alabama is a regional leader in this regard, but more needs to be done. Our low workforce participation rate is holding us back, and reskilling workers is a key way to increase that number. I appreciate, and the Senator appreciates, all of you in this room who are working to achieve that mission. Coach supports you 100%. There are many pathways to success, and as you pointed out, Keith, college is not the only one. So on behalf of Senator Tuberville, thank you all for what you do, and now here is a short message from Coach.
Hey, Coach Tommy Tuberville here, United States Senator for the great state of Alabama. I wish I could be with you today at the CREATE ribbon cutting ceremony, but no, I am with you in spirit. As we all know, our state and our country are facing skilled worker shortages in nearly every field. Aviation, cybersecurity, engineering, you name it, we need. Some of the best STEM minds come out of Alabama, but they aren't staying here. CREATE is taking an initiative to train high school students and adults across East Alabama in high-wage, high-demand career fields. Initially, CREATE will help these newly trained Alabamians use their skills and go right into the workforce here at home or to pursue a 2 or 4 year degree. I am confident that CREATE will change the economic footprint in East Alabama for the better. So, thank you, and God bless America. Please welcome Executive Director of the Calhoun County Economic Development Council, Don Hopper.
Good morning. You know, Lori asked me to make a few comments. She also told me to stay on script, and that's kind of hard sometimes. But I'll tell you, Dr. Stanley, when we went over and met with Mr. Pate, and we talked about this facility, we came back and I said, I think the EDC will be part of that. And the Economic Development Council, Larry Deason, our chairman, and all of the members, when Lori and Dr. Stanley came to our board, we had a few things that we wanted to know about this organization, this program. First, it had to be regional, and it is. The next, it had to be industry driven. Industry driven, that the luncheon you were talking about that we have, we want to know what it is the people, what kind of people they need. It also had to be soon, and we accomplished that. That's great. Every company that we deal with, every company, whether they're existing industries that are just trying to hire a few to replace those that they may lose, whether it's an existing industry, we met with one last week, whether it's an existing industry that's looking to grow and has a big project that's going to hire a lot of people, or whether it's a new industry, the first question that they ask is, where am I going to get my people? And that's consistent with everybody we talk to. Where do we get our people? There's a lot of ways to answer that. The state has different programs and we do. But what we've got to do to maintain our competitiveness, I believe, is to continue to build that pipeline. And that's, I think, what CREATE is going to do, is build that pipeline of people that we need. And who better to tell us about needing the pipeline than the colonel of the county's largest employer, where about 4,000 people a day go through the gate. Colonel Daniel. A little bit about Craig Daniel, the commander of the Anniston Army Depot. He has served for over 24 years in the Army. He has served in foreign countries: Japan, Egypt, Germany. He did multiple tours of combat in Afghanistan. He has served at numerous forts in the U.S. But right before he came here, he was in Montgomery at Maxwell Air Force Base. The Anniston Army Depot is our largest employer. Like I said, 4,000 people that come through there. There are 6 depots around the country. We are one. They contribute over $1 billion a year to our economy. Colonel Daniels asked me not to joke about him being a Georgia fan or wearing Crocs all the time, but I notice he doesn't have those with his dress suit on today. But let me tell you, the Anniston Army Depot has a commander that changes every 2 years, and this is one that we wish we could get longer. We wish he could stay longer, because in my country boy vernacular, he just gets it. He understands the connection between the depot and our community and how we need each other. And he is right now the best leader at the best time for us. Let's welcome Colonel Daniel to the stage.
Good morning. We're going to get there. All right. Okay, good morning. Thank you. I'm honored to join you all today as we come together for this remarkable event, the opening of CREATE. As the doors to this facility open, so do the doors to the future of generations of students bound to come through here. As the commander of Anniston Army Depot, I have the privilege of representing nearly 4,000 employees who are collectively charged with rebuilding and maintaining the world's finest combat vehicles and a variety of other equipment for U.S. Armed Forces, our allies, our partner nations, globally. As the commander of Anniston Army Depot, I'm all in on the success of this facility. I'm all in on the idea of CREATE. Since 1941, Anniston Army Depot's success has relied upon a diverse, skilled, and highly adaptable workforce. But we cannot continue to rest upon our laurels that brought us here today. What was once good enough will not keep us great. As our world evolves, as technology evolves, our workforce must also evolve to stay relevant. CREATE's role in training that evolving workforce is critical to ensure long-term success. With programs like CREATE, we can grow future generations of capable workers right here in our own backyard. And that's a theme you've heard multiple times already this morning. Training in fields such as engineering, electrical and mechanical maintenance, logistics, cybersecurity, these will all allow us to bridge education with employment, ensuring the next generation of talented workers possess the skills required to strengthen their families, to make our communities prosper, make our armed forces stronger, and to ultimately keep this nation secure. What does CREATE mean for Anniston Army Depot and our nation? CREATE means a pool of ready, skilled workers trained right here in East Alabama. And while we may not know what tomorrow holds, we know CREATE will ensure we are prepared. The impact of an available, skilled workforce for our depot cannot be underestimated or understated. To those involved in transforming CREATE from a vision into reality, thank you. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your commitment to your communities, to the state of Alabama, to our depot, and to our country. Thank you for opening these doors to a world of possibilities. Thank you very much.
Representing United States Senator Katie Britt, welcome Melissa Battles.
Good morning. My name is Melissa Battles, and I am here on behalf of Senator Katie Britt. We'd like to congratulate CREATE, Lori Denton, and Dr. Stanley. CREATE offers tremendous potential for workforce development in our communities that will have the potential to grow our economy and help so many of our friends and neighbors. It would lift up students as they reach for their American dream and hone skills for the future. Senator Britt greatly appreciates CREATE's leadership and desire to help prepare young students for bright futures, as she too shares this goal and is working from the Senate to help provide more opportunities like this for Alabama's kids. She is grateful for this investment and the partnership CREATE is making across her state. Thank you for what you're doing. The Senator looks forward to seeing all of the tremendous success of CREATE and the students who have the opportunity to benefit. And thank you for having me here today to help celebrate this investment. Thank you.
Please welcome District 6 Representative and President Pro Tem of the State Board of Education, Marie Manning.
Thank you very much. And Congressman Rogers, you might not know that I started my adult life as a resident of Oxford. And I love Oxford, and I'm so proud of what you all have put together. So proud that you look past the four walls of a concrete school building. So proud that we have leaders in the legislature who say to us, State Board, we want to do another pathway to graduation. We want to do away with 4 years of math and 4 years of science for every student, and we want a career technical type diploma for our students who do well in business and industry. So thankful for a governor who leads our State Board of Education, and you're right, Keith Kelly, she's tough, and I like that. I have seen her in her best. But one of the things that I am very proud of is the State Superintendent of Education that we have. He also started his adult life in Calhoun County and has done a remarkable job in education. That is why he is this year's leader of all of the state superintendents of education in the nation. And he has what it takes to be an excellent school leader, just like Dr. Stanley and Lori have in this vision that they have shared. Our State Board of Education, by legislative action, requires us as a state board to have 2 board retreats. This year it was my time to plan that board retreat for the summer. Guess where I came? Calhoun County. And the thing that we did is we contacted Dr. Stanley and said, we know you're doing some great things down there. Would you show it to us? So Dr. Mackey, his chief of staff, his attorney for the school board attorney, and all of our board members, minus 2 who were ill, came to this facility. And we saw what was going on. And we saw what you all have done as a board and as a city. And we came away very impressed. So now I would like for you to hear a message of congratulations and support from our state superintendent, Dr. Eric Mackey.
Greetings. Greetings to all of you at Create today in Oxford, Alabama. I wish I could be there with you in person, but travel keeps me away. I know that our local board member, Mrs. Manning, is going to be there with you, and I know the governor has it on her schedule to be there with you, and it's going to be a great celebration of the innovation, the creativity, the spirit that has become Create. Thank you all for letting me come through just a few weeks ago with our board members as we had a retreat in Calhoun County and spend an afternoon seeing on the ground what you're doing, working with and talking to your teachers and your students. And certainly I want to say a big thank you to Dr. Stanley as your superintendent, who first brought this to our attention several months ago and who has since even come down and explained in more detail the vision for the future. Create offers great opportunity for students in Oxford and for students beyond Oxford throughout the region. Many of you know that I spent a large amount of my life and career in Calhoun County, and look forward to continuing to work with the Oxford Board of Education and those surrounding schools also, who are working together to create something new to benefit all of our students for the future. So congratulations, enjoy your day together. Wish I could be there with you.
Please welcome Alabama Power Eastern Division Vice President Terry Smiley.
Good morning, everyone. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Create Innovation Center because we truly believe that it will have a positive impact on our economic development efforts here in East Alabama. As a company, we invest in workforce development because it improves the quality of life of the people that we have the privilege to serve. The work that will take place here at Create, as the governor mentioned, it will truly change lives. Today, I have the privilege to introduce someone who is also very committed to our community and this state, Mr. Phil Webb, who is the president and CEO of Webb Concrete and Building Materials. Phil is so involved in our community and this state. He serves on the Calhoun County Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Board, the Calhoun County Economic Development Council. He is one of the founding members of One East Alabama, which is a new regional economic development effort here in East Alabama. He's also, and I'm very proud of the fact, that Phil is a member of our Alabama Power Board of Directors, and this year he was appointed by Governor Ivey to chair the Alabama Workforce Board. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming someone who is so dedicated, who is so passionate about this work, about our region and this state, Mr. Phil Webb.
Thank you, Terry. And Marie Manning, you were the first one to use the word concrete. So, I mean, we all know Create starts with a C, concrete, so just let you know that. But again, thank you, Terry, and what an exciting day to join together in the celebration of the grand opening of Create right here in the city of Oxford. And I'm honored, I'm very honored to be Webb Concrete and Building Material, to be a member of the Calhoun County Economic Development Council, One East Alabama, and to be part of the newly established Alabama Workforce Board, because today is a significant milestone, not just for our region, but our wonderful state, our wonderful state. First and foremost, I would like to extend my gratitude and welcome to Governor Ivey for her unwavering support of workforce and a commitment and a vision for the state of Alabama to prosper. And you're doing that, and people in this room are doing that. So we're blessed to have you, Governor Ivey, as our leader for this wonderful state. CREATE represents a huge step forward in better equipping our workforce with the skills and knowledge needed to thrive in an ever-revolving market. I want to thank Dr. Stanley and her team for the foresight and leadership to create a thriving economy. It is important that we provide what the students and adults and opportunities to learn and grow and adapt. And that's what exactly CREATE is doing and will continue to do. As chair of the Alabama Workforce Board, I have witnessed firsthand the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Our state is deeply blessed with an enormous amount of talent, and it is our duty to ensure that every individual has a chance to reach their full potential. In East Alabama, CREATE will play a pivotal role in this effort by offering a cutting-edge training program, state-of-the-art facilities, and a collaborative environment where business and industry work together with educators to achieve that common goal. This center is not just a building of concrete. It is a symbol of collective commitment to a brighter future. A brighter future. It is a testament to what we can achieve when we come together with a shared purpose and one voice. The partnerships forged between businesses, educational institutions, and government agencies have been crucial in making this vision a reality. I would like to take a moment to thank all those who have worked tirelessly to bring this project to life. Your dedication and hard work have laid the foundation for countless success stories that will emerge from this facility. To the educators, trainers, and staff, you'll be guiding our workforce. Your role is invaluable. You are the architects of our region and our state's future, and we are deeply grateful for your service. Let us remember that the true measure of our success will be seen in the lives we touch and the dreams we help realize. I believe CREATE, along with other regional workforce developments, including Earth and Challenger Center, are the cornerstone of our region's growth. And it is exciting to see you all here today to celebrate what has been accomplished already in this facility. But the work is not yet complete. I challenge each of you to leave here today continuing to look for always ways to use our talents, network, and resources to expand beyond the success that we have seen, to ensure that you have continually aimed to improve. There's been a lot of incredible people to step on this stage today, and you're just as incredible there in front of me. All of you are. To see the different ages, women, men, adults as we walked, in this wonderful building today. I thought for a few minutes I was going to be somebody because they were wonderful. They had a smile on their face. They go to Oxford City Schools. But look around at each of you. Look what our God has given us. And you're making it happen because you care. You love this city, this county, this state, and this nation where we live. And you're making it happen. And you've got the ability to continue to make it happen, and you will. But I just want to thank everyone. I'm much older than most of you in here. But to look and see how you have improved lives and where we live and your vision, you love it. Continue to do it, and I'm honored in my closing remarks and thank all of you for being here. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated for just a few more minutes while we take a few photos. If you're a part of the ribbon cutting photo, please make your way to the front of the stage at this time.